How's it going, you guys, and welcome back to the...
And next time, don't leave your post!
Oh, God. Mulan 2. Mulan 2, directed by Darrell Rooney and Lynne Southerland, is the sequel to the 1998 film and has Ming-Na Wen and B.D. Wong reprising their roles, with the exception of Eddie Murphy as Mushu, now played by Mark Moseley. The Emperor sends Mulan and Shang on an important mission to unite forces with another Chinese kingdom against the Huns. The Disney direct-to-DVD sequels have a pretty infamous reputation, to say the least. Some of them have generally fared well with audiences, but then there's that other area where they're a major step down from their predecessors. It's very strange, to say the least, that these even exist, considering that the original stories never have any continuations. But of course, this is when Disney is tasked with one of the most difficult things they seem to struggle with: being original. Mulan 2 certainly falls in that category of one of, if not the worst direct-to-DVD Disney sequel. With such a great film before it about a girl going against the gender stereotype to discover herself and save her father, Mulan 2 is such a huge step down in practically every way. And it honestly baffles my mind to see how bad Mulan 2 really is. Not only is it a really bad direct-to-DVD sequel, but there's so much about it that is practically insulting to the original film in every way, possibly even more than the live-action version. When the film begins, it follows the aftermath of the previous film, with Mushu being awarded for being a successful guardian for Mulan.
I'm climbing a stairway to heaven. Woo! Top floor!
Which is immediately followed by the intro for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So remember how I said that Mushu can sometimes mess with the overall tone and feel of the last film? Well, that's basically how it feels like with this intro. The film then comes back to Mulan teaching a group of young girls to be strong and telling her story of how she saved China with a new song.
Like a rock, ha, ha, you must be hard, ha, ha, like an oak, you must stand firm, ha, ha.
I'll admit that this is definitely the best part of the film, seeing that Mulan is already a great role model for little girls, and I'm glad to see her doing it here with this song, and it's pretty okay. However, one big problem that's highlighted in this scene alone is how cheap the animation is. It definitely has that direct-to-DVD quality with a cheap-looking setting and animation that's much more choppy than before. Along with that, it can make some of the characters look very creepy at times. Oh God, imagine waking up to that face at night. So Li Shang is finally proposing to Mulan in this movie, and they finally talk about their marriage.
So, tell me, will it be a big wedding?
Absolutely.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Children?
As many as possible.
Well, maybe one or two.
We'll have to think.
Oh God.
Way.
Blue.
Pink.
Mild.
Spicy.
Yes.
No.
Okay. So, as you can see, they're pretty much polar opposites of each other, but I want you to remember that for the rest of this video, because it comes into play a little bit later. After this, they end up receiving a message from the Emperor about a new mission.
Mongol forces are moving closer to our border. Our army is hopelessly outnumbered.
Wow. Okay, so this movie definitely took a little bit of time to get started, but I'm glad to see that they're taking the approach of another action-packed adventure with Mulan and Shang. That's awesome. So what's at stake here?
Your Majesty, let me lead my forces in a preemptive strike.
No, General. I plan to defeat this enemy without the use of force.
Huh?
We will become united through marriage.
Oh, so that's what all the marriage talk was about. Okay, so believe it or not, this is the entire plot of the movie. None of that amazing action from the last movie, none of Mulan being a badass like before. No, this movie has Disney taking over, centering the story all around love and arranged marriages. And throughout this movie, they have this random cheesy line that they throw around, which gets more and more cringe each time.
I realize our duty is to the mission,
But
but I have another duty, to my heart.
Oh. Mulan, no. Oh. That just hurts my heart. Yeah, the badass Mulan, who was all about bringing honor to her family, discovering her true identity, and being a strong, determined fighter, is now all about finding love and helping others find love, and following her duty to her heart, which seems like the oddest character change.
But I have another duty, to my heart.
Oh god, Disney, what are you doing to this character? And on top of all this, they even explain in the movie that they only have 3 days to escort the princesses to the arranged marriage. I want you to remember that too for later on. Oh, and by the way, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet, because this happened a little bit earlier on, but this is the movie where Mushu went from either likable or passable to one of the most hateable characters in Disney history. Yeah, I really enjoy Mushu in the first film, and I know there are some people that don't enjoy him, which I can understand, but my god, what a way to turn this guy into an insufferable piece of shit. He finds out that he's going to lose his job if Mulan and Shang get married, but he has to come to terms with the fact and realizes that Mulan will be happy.
I gotta kiss my pedestal goodbye, 'cause my girl's happiness comes first.
Alright, Mushu, alright. I'm glad that you came to terms with that fact. Yeah, you're honestly a true companion. I know that Mushu is losing his job because of the marriage, but the fact that he can accept it is very touching.
Cricky, I'm gonna break them up.
What? But in the same scene, you just said,
'Cause my girl's happiness comes first.
wow. What a sudden change of heart. And, man, wow. What a selfish ass prick.
My world. Talk about selfish. You know, you don't hear me bragging about how it's my world, even though it pretty much is. I'm telling you, Cricky, the sooner I bust them apart, the better things will be for Mulan.
Pretend to care!
Yes, the Guardian who was tasked with protecting Mulan in the last film, this is all Mushu does for the entire film. I don't think someone like Shan Yu can even match how much of an asshole Mushu is for this entire film. He's willing to break up Mulan and Shang just so he can make himself happy and keep his job in the end. Not a psychopath here, but at least Shan Yu killing people can prevent them from living with suffering. The mere fact that Mushu is willing to break Mulan's heart just to make himself happy is just disgusting. And what's even funnier about this is some of his methods to break up the two don't even make sense. Just watch.
Watch this.
Oh, hey!
Oh no, he tripped in water. Marriage off. Oh no, he's under a horse. And Mulan possibly kisses him near a horse's cock. Marriage off. Oh no, he's running away from forest animals. Okay, maybe this one would make sense. The general that led the Chinese army against the Huns is running away from a squirrel, a porcupine, a skunk, and a mouse. It's probably one of the few moments that confused me, but also managed to make me chuckle a bit. Oh, and by the way, speaking of marriages, another thing that doesn't make sense in Mulan 2 is the inclusion of the princesses. Oh yeah, and remember how I said they only have 3 days to escort these princesses to the kingdom? Well, the weird thing is, they end up falling in love with Yao Ling and Po, and it's weird because they've only known those guys for a day, and they're potentially risking the lives of China. I get that this is a fictional story, but it seems like this movie just forgot about the potential threat of the Huns. It doesn't make any sense, but it gets better later on. So their wagon ends up crashing in the lake, and they end up taking camp for the night. That's when Shang and Mulan look to the map for directions.
What is it with men and asking directions?
What is it with women and maps?
Oh, you're...
Oh my god, you're doing this shit.
I'm saying that women
Men
will ask
follow
directions,
directions
but they
even
won't
when there
follow
are no
directions.
directions
Men
because they
follow
are.
directions.
Oh my god.
Oh, am I interrupting?
Okay, I don't know if this movie is trying to like capture the whole gender stereotype thing from the last movie, but the way it's playing out here is really, really annoying. Oh, and speaking of annoying, Mushu is still at it with breaking the pair up.
Mulan?
The man won't brush his teeth without a backup plan. Oh, except for that garlic breath.
Wait, that boy can peel paint. Oops.
And apart from being funny, Mushu can also be a really great companion to Mulan whenever she's in need.
Where is she?
I am good.
Oh my god. I wish this little shit would exist in reality so I could strangle him and stomp on his rotting corpse.
Why are you talking with your hand over your mouth?
I wouldn't want to peel your paint!
Was that like some sort of slang for something? Why was there such a dramatic moment?
Changing of the guard.
And next time, don't leave your post! And next time, don't leave...
No, don't show it again. Don't show it again. I don't want to see that. Okay, that is some of the worst animation I've seen in a Disney film. I mean, geez, who the hell animated this scene? And who was the dumbass that approved it? In an era where the pause button can work many wonders for creepy-looking Disney frames, this one definitely wins the Oscar.
And next time, don't leave your post!
Oh, jeez. So fast forward through some filler where the princesses are hanging out in an affair with Yao Ling and Po. Well, that didn't take long to add another one to the collection. And then we cut to a scene with Shang and Mulan arguing with each other. Again.
Shang, the problem isn't as bad as it seems.
The problem, Mulan, is you.
What?
You place your own feelings above everything.
Oh my god, this movie is literally just filled with arguing and... God, what is this?
Don't trust your heart. Sometimes I wonder if you even have one.
This assignment has made it clear we are very different people.
Okay. You know, they argue so much in this movie, and after seeing the way they argue in this movie and how many times it's been happening, maybe it's best they do break up. Then there's that factor of the pair having completely opposite points of view on almost everything. Hell, Mushu ends up admitting that he was the cause of the problems between the two. And this ends up giving Mulan an awakening.
All those problems, they weren't us, they were you. I've got to talk to Shang. Tell him I love him.
Okay, Mulan, that's a nice thought and all, and I know your problems weren't real, but really think about it. If the way you and Shang handling your fake problems was played out like that, how do you think it's going to be when real problems arise? I mean, I don't think it's going to be all rainbows and sunshine when that happens. I mean, I should know, I've been through them. After this is when we get the only bit of action in this movie, which ends faster than it starts, which causes Shang to fall to his death. Because the princesses have found love, this forces Mulan to marry the prince of the kingdom in order to form the alliance.
No matter what it takes, I'm finishing this mission.
Of course, Shang's life is saved by the plot, and he quickly travels to the kingdom to stop the marriage along with Mushu.
And I've never seen two people more right for one another than this lovely couple right here.
Oh yeah, Mushu? What I've seen in this movie, I tend to disagree with you there.
Now let's get down to business. Mulan, do you love Shang? Of course you do.
Wait, hold on, but what about the arranged marriage for the alliance?
Shang, do you love Mulan? Yes, very much. Moving on.
The safety of China is at stake here.
By the power vested in me, I hereby pronounce you husband and wife.
Oh my god. Okay. Congratulations, Mushu. You just wed a completely incompatible couple and you have doomed the lives of China. And none of the princesses ended up wedding the prince, and it's never established if the kingdoms formed an alliance. So I think it's safe to assume that nothing happened except for everybody finding love. Naturally, Shang combines the families and Mushu gets to keep his job, and the ancestors basically display my expression whenever Mushu is on screen of this shit show. And believe it or not, this is where the film ends. Yeah, they literally show Mushu just being an annoying asshole, and the movie ends.
Cool. Let's get jamming on the toe jam, people. And somebody heat up some oil. I don't know what we gonna do with it yet. Warm my towel. Let the peppering begin!
I wanna be like her.
Oh, great! The credits have finally rolled. So, what did we learn from this movie? Well, let's take a look. We learned that Mulan and Shang are going to have a really tough marriage. We learned that the princesses are going to fall in love with dudes they've known for 3 days. We also learned that there was no marriage between the kingdoms and therefore there's no alliance. So with all that combined, we find out China is doomed and everybody's going to die.
Oh, what a happy, happy day!
Yeah, the film has never explained if there was an alliance with the two kingdoms. There's no explanation on whether the Huns ended up invading China or not. So there's really no resolution in this story. And I honestly have more questions than I do answers. Mulan 2 is a shit show. Mulan 2 takes everything that's great about the first Mulan and turns it into such an uneventful and messy love fest that is more cliche and cheesy than it is unique. The animation, a major step down. The writing, a major step down. The plot, a major step down. On top of all that, they take Mulan as the badass she is and turn her into this love-struck giggle girl who is practically unrecognizable in every way. And the film also takes everything that's likable about Mushu and turns him into one of the most unlikable characters I've seen. And honestly, I think he should be part of the Disney villain lineup. He's irritating, he's selfish, he's not funny in the slightest, and his change of heart comes so fast that it doesn't feel warranted. Mulan should have dumped his ass in the gutter after all of this mayhem. This movie has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a movie like this definitely deserves it. If you're part of that 42% that actually likes this film, please let me know why you like a film that is this sick and insulting. For me, you had better believe that Mulan 2 is gonna be getting 1 out of 10 Mushus.
But I have another duty to my heart.
Oh my god, Mulan. She climbed a pole, built the strength and discipline before all the other dudes could, proving she was a badass, and she took down the entire Hun army with an avalanche. And then she's put in this cheesy love film that, oh my god. Disney, what have you done with Mulan? But it happened, and there's nothing we can do about it. But anyways, I'd like to know, are you part of that sick group that loves this film? Are you like me? Do you hate it? Or do you not care to watch it? I'd really love to know in the comments below. If you made it this far in the video and survived with me, I'd appreciate it if you leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more future movie content. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this review. Look forward to more very soon. And until the next one, you guys, I'll see you later. They ruined Mulan.